Hello, everyone. First, I would like to thank the Legends Committee for nominating my mother, Shirley Taylor, for this distinguished honor. My name is Eileen Shepard. I'm Shirley's oldest daughter. I would like to share with you a little about my mother and what made her so special in our eyes. My mother was born in 1935 and lived in Brixton for most of her childhood. Her parents were divorced, and my mother lived with her mother. At the age of 16, my mother experienced a devastating tragedy when her mother was killed in a car accident. Left to care for her baby sister, Barbara Jean, she left school in order to find work as a waitress. With the strain of working and trying to maintain a household on her own, my mother faced the disheartening decision of giving up her baby sister for adoption. Fortunately, Barbara Jean was adopted by a loving family who so happened to live in Cumberland County, and my mother was able to keep in contact with her. My mother worked as a waitress throughout her teenage years. One evening, while attending a dance, she caught the eye of a young gentleman named Donald Taylor. That's my dad. He was so memorized by her beauty and her personality, he asked her out. She declined his request that evening, but that did not stop him. His persistence paid off. My mother accompanied him on their first date together, and at the end of the evening, my father just had one question for her. What are you doing next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? From then on, my father would faithfully show up every evening at dinner time at my great-grandmother's house, where my mother was living at the time. His visits became so routine that my great-grandmother would just automatically set a table for him. My mother told this story many times to us, and we also chuckled when we ended the story saying, she would end the story saying, I had to marry him to get rid of him. Needless to say, their love continued to blossom, and they were married on August the 23rd, 1958.
Sorry, I don't have much of a voice, so I'm going to do my best. Hello, my name is Donna. I am Shirley's second daughter. After my parents married, my mother and father built their forever home on North Avenue, across from the home where my father was born and raised, and where I still live to this day. Although my mother raised 4 children, her kindness and longing to help others led her through many life experiences. My mother learned of a neighbor whose child had severe neuropathy impairments. She would visit the home daily and assist the distraught mother with her child's patterning therapy. My mother also volunteered as a member of the Salvation Army, where she would assist families in signing up programs to help pay their utilities, obtain their food, and provide holiday meals. My mother loved living in Port Norris. She was a member of the Port Norris Methodist Church, where she assisted in many of the church functions and sent her children to Sunday school every week. She wanted her children to be raised in the good small town Christian values. I'm lost now. We children would always say that Mom had a direct line to God. Small town Christian values. I'm lost. Most of these, oh my God, she would always pray for others, and most of these prayers were seen to be answered. One time, my sister Lisa lost her cat Coco. The cat had gotten through a breach in the fence at her home in Millville, and had been missing for over 24 hours. My sister searched the busy streets of Millville in several hours, exhausted and defeated. After hours of searching, Lisa called Mom to inform her that Coco was missing. My mother's only words were, I'm praying. My sister knew right then and there that Coco would be found, and within less than an hour, she was found in the backyard of a vacant house across the street.
My sister Lisa wrote these up for us. She's not able to be here, so Donna just received these today, so she did her best. Thank you. Hello, my name is Matthias. I'm Shirley's only son. I would like to tell you about my mother's many accomplishments. Although my mother had to leave school at age 16, she did obtain her GED. She wanted to set an example for her children to let us know that, the importance of a good education. As my parents settled into their home in Port Norris, they became more involved to the community. My father was hired as township tax collector, and wanting to help her husband succeed, and also wanting the good residents of Commercial Township to be able to pay their taxes, even while my father was working his full-time job as truck driver, my mother became a certified tax collector. She also helped my father enclose the front foyer of our home and turn it into a dedicated tax office. My mother's caring nature led her to return to school later in life to become a nurse. She graduated from nursing school at the top of her class. Nursing was my mom's passion. She was the best. She worked at Richmond Hospital on the medical surgical floor from 3 to 11 p.m. Her patients adored her because my mother went out of her way to make sure that they were comfortable as possible, even if it was something as simple as rubbing lotion on their back or just sitting and listening to them. You will never find a nurse like my mother. She was really one of a kind. Anyone that knew my mother knew she was outspoken. On one occasion, a timid Filipino nurse was put in charge of the floor, and this poor nurse would go and hide in the bathroom crying every time a doctor would yell at her. So my mother went to the bathroom and told her, you should need to stand up for yourself. Get out there and stand up for yourself. So the Filipino nurse took that advice, and anytime that the doctors would yell at her, she would stand up for them and say, Mama Shirley told me to stand up, and that is what she did. My mother always was ready to fight for what she believed in. She was active in township government and would work tirelessly to support any person, regardless of their political party, to achieve a position that would better our little community. She worked diligently to ensure approval was obtained to construct the new modern-day post office in downtown Port Norris. Although my mother retired from nursing in 1998, she continued to offer her expert care, support, and prayers to those around her until her passing in 2017. My mother was selfless, caring, and compassionate person who is missed dearly by many, many people, and most certainly by her family. Thank you.
The reason I was trying to break my neck to get over to my brother, my dad also drove for Dagny Steam Trucking. With mule. Thank you very much.